Good morning, guys. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool. I'm a bit late. How was the day? How was the trading? How was your expectation? Did you take any trade? Who is here? Who is watching? Happy New Year to all of you. Let's go together in 2026. Let's do all together. But before everything, just let me know who is here actually. I can see my brother Tamimi is here. Thank you, sir, for being over here. Good morning, Tamimi. Hey, M Atom. Happy New Year, brother. Hey, RS. Good morning. Thank you so much, RS. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome to 2026. Suzivan, good morning, brother. How are you, sir? Today's first day of the year, okay, Suzivan. So please, this is just a request to you. No need to push the button today, Suzivan. If you didn't yet, okay. If you have already pushed, then you have already done. But if you didn't, just push the button today. Short week 7. Good morning, brother. Suzivan, Happy New Year, brother. Khalid, hello, sir. Khalid, how are you, sir? Hey, Uche, good morning. Jane, Happy New Year. Thank you, brother. Hey, Paul, Happy New Year. Karsten Anthony. Hey, brother, Happy New Year to you. I'm old, brother. Thank you. Already taken a trade and done for the day. Congratulations. Just don't force anymore. Thank you, brother. Hey, Jeffrey, good morning. Thanks for the penguin, brother. I love penguin, you know that. Casey, how is my nephew? Give him my new year to him. I mean, give him my wish to him for new year or the year 2026. Okay, Kuba? Khalid, fine. Thank you, brother. You should be fine, by the way. Hey, Mary. Happy New Year, Mary. Mary Zevni. How to say that? 5838. I'll say you Mary. Am I right? Mary. Which one should I pronounce? Mary or Mary? Good morning, Sophia. How are you, sister? The year of our success. Let's go for the successful year. Hey, Dora. Happy New Year. Suzivan, I didn't want to take a trade today, but the price action was so tempting and worked close to my expectation. Okay, that's cool, brother. Uh, you have to control yourself, by the way. But yeah, okay, it's okay, brother. Just let this go. Thank you, no problem. You're the best. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, brother. How is my nephew? Just let me know that. Hey, Geeta. Thank you so much, brother, for being over here and Happy New Year. Don't call me sir, please. Hey, Livingston. Good morning, Titu. Thank you, Livingston. How are you, sir? And Happy New Year. You are good. Okay, Mari. I'll call you Mari then. It's easier for me. Okay. I'm so sorry because my pronunciation is not good. Sometimes I mispronounced your name. Please don't get hurt or think that I am bad. Okay. I just don't pronounce the name in a right way. That's my problem, my English problem. Hey, Audrey, I'm cool, brother. Thank you for asking. How are you? And Happy New Year. So, Hill, Happy New Year, man. What's your bias? I'm always bullish. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being over here. Okay, a lot of chit chat. Let's talk about a price action a bit. Okay, this is the daily chart for Nasdaq. As I'm late, I'm gonna go with all the explanation and then I will go to 1 minute chart. If I find the trade, I'll go for that as I'm already late. Okay. So you can see this fall, market came here and then it come here. This is the dealing range right now. I really would love to see where the market is right currently reacting or trading. Now, this is the equilibrium of that specific range. As I told you before, if this market is extremely bullish, it should work with this equilibrium. That is the best case of scenario. Maximum, okay, it should be the maximum fall, and then it can go higher for this buy side liquidity over here, which I'm going to mark right now. From the daily chart, it doesn't look like a beautiful buy side liquidity, but trust me, if you go to your 15-minute chart, hourly chart, 4-hour chart, this is really so beautiful buy side liquidity over here. Okay, that buy side liquidity is my target until it's not going to prove me wrong. I'm bullish and I'm bullish for this buy side liquidity. I was just interested to see if it can fall maximum for this volume imbalance plus the FVZ, this candle high, that candle low with the volume imbalance. This is a beautiful bullish fair value cap. This should hold the market, send it higher for this buy side liquidity. Okay, so that was my expectation from the daily chart. So far there is nothing wrong, everything is perfect. By the way, ICT has uploaded a video yesterday. I don't know any of you has watched that video or not, but I have watched it. And I should not say like that way, but it feels like when ICT was talking about a specific fair value gap, it seems like to me the last fair value gap. Okay, I'm not saying that he was talking about the last fair value gap, but it seems like to me. Okay, I was maybe I was thinking like that way. That's why I feel like that way. But if any of you has watched that video, please let me know what do you think about that. It seems like to me that he was talking about the specifically that last fair value gap. Okay, now I can be wrong again. So just let me know if you have watched that video and if you feel like the same way I felt. Okay, just let me know that. What did you do for New Year? What did you do for New Year? I just did nothing. I was in my room. I was playing the Clash of Clan game. That's how I actually spent the 31st night. And first of the year, it was raining over here, so nothing to do. Yes, he was talking about last farewell gap. Yes, I watched half video, and yes, I also think that, brother. Okay, so I'm not the only one who was thinking like that way. That's cool. Thank you, Sujivan and Khurshid. Yeah, I was thinking like that way. I thought that maybe I'm biased. That's why I was thinking like that way. Maybe he was talking about something else. But every time he's talking, I'm feeling like, oh man, this is last farewell cap. So he's just not using that word last farewell cap, but he's actually talking to me. That is the gap I'm showing you. However, I'm very happy because one more thing, maybe if I'm not wrong, maybe one more thing will be proved by ICT himself that I'm not providing you any kind of useless information. This is really so important information. So right now this market is over here. I'd love to go to the 4 hour chart, and from the 4 hour chart, long time ago I have talked about this up close body close candle which is aligned with this fair value gap. Okay, so now I'm gonna mark that breaker block over here and gonna extend it to my right. If you guys remember that breaker block, we have talked about that this market can maximum fall until this breaker block which is aligned with this fair value gap around here, this fair value gap, and then it will start to go higher for this buy side liquidity over here around this area which you have seen from the daily chart, now from the 4 hour chart. So it perfectly reacted from the constant sorry mean threshold of the breaker block, so high, lower low. Now, why this one is breaker block? We have already talked about that long time ago, right? When the first time I talked about this breaker block, I showed you that how this breaker block appeared on the chart and then how the breaker block has been retested over here and then this market went higher. All of these things I have already explained. Right now, I'm just drawing your attention to this breaker block which is aligned with this specific FVZ fair value gap where market trade, and then it started to go higher, came until here, take that high over here. After taking that high, this is the candle so far, market open and started to fall. So it's kind of 24 minutes, just 25 minutes. This candle's is just 25 minutes. Okay, so market open for 25 minutes, this candle is here. Now I'm bearish, of course not. I'm bearish. I'm bullish for this buy side liquidity until it's not going to prove me wrong, or until it's not coming to this area or around here. I don't know, can you see it or not? Around here, I will be looking for the sell side liquidity or the sell side liquidity. Okay, not no, not over the for the sell side liquidity. If it come around here, until then, I'm just not bearish. I'm extremely bullish for this buy side liquidity. More importantly, this buy side liquidity, and for here some kind of daily unfilled fair value gap. So I need to see this market will go to trade that daily last fair value gap. Still, those people who are thinking that this is new year and we can go for the trade, everything is gone, December is gone, the holiday is gone, let's go for the trade. Please don't rush. This whole January is also tricky. Wait one more month because we have successfully spent December. Just one more month, January, and then you will have like 10 more months. Okay, 10 months all together. Every day is a high opportunity, high probability. Every day is high probability from the next month. So you will get 10-month opportunity trade if you just be a bit conservative around this December and January. And then from second week of February, it's gonna be so beautiful. However, this is that breaker block market is right now trading aligned with this FVZ over here, aligned with here. You can see this market fall, trade this new week opening gap, which is Friday candle close, Monday or Sunday candle opens. There is a gap or is a bit volume imbalance, It is called new week opening gap. So this market fall came to this new week opening gap. Would love to see, can this new week opening gap hold the market, send it higher. So go to your 1 minute chart. Exactly right now, think about a buying opportunity right now. Exactly right now. This is the best opportunity to look for a buying opportunity. I'm just not going to 1 minute chart, but you guys please go to the 1 minute chart. Look for the buying opportunity exactly right now. This is the beginning of the run. So if you find the opportunity, go for the trade. Coming to the 1 hour chart, and in this 1 hour chart, you'll be able to see that this market came until here, which is this hourly bullish fair value gap. I'm just not marking this hourly bullish fair value gap, as well as I'm going to remove this breaker block from my chart. Nothing is hindsight, everything was over here. You guys knew it. Right now, this trading, this volume imbalance, see this candle open, this candle close. This is a beautiful volume imbalance. I would love to go to the regular trading hour, and in regular trading hour you can see there is another volume imbalance over here. This candle open, this candle close from the regular trading hour. So here is something unfinished. I'm really not interested to see it will fall for these imbalances to balance right now, because if it do that right now, there is a much more possibility this market will not go higher. Instead it will keep falling, so that it can go higher for the buy side liquidity next time, not right now. Okay, so really, to be honest, I really don't want to see this will fall for this specific area or this volume imbalance. Instead of that, it will start to go higher. That is my expectation for this buy side liquidity. Okay, this is the closing of Friday. Sorry, this is the closing of what? Why it is showing that Wednesday? I think Thursday was close. Okay, sorry. This is not the new week opening gap. I was thinking this is the new week opening gap. That is not the new week opening gap. That is the new day opening gap. This market is right now trading the new day opening gap, not the new week opening gap. That means the Wednesday close and the Friday open, something like that. So new day opening gap, not the new week opening gap. However, this is the opening gap from the regular trading hour. This market open went higher, trade yesterday's or the Wednesday opening gap, cleared that high, trade the whole opening gap from today. This is the today's opening gap, this is the closing, this is the opening. The whole opening gap has been closed. Best time for the reversal. I really would love to see it will start to reverse right now. From the 15-minute chart, it's going to be much more cleaner to you. You can see this, that opening gap. Again, I'm so sorry, it is not the new week opening gap, it's the new day opening gap. Yesterday's the market was closed, so I was a bit like, like I was thinking, okay, maybe I have started to trade from Monday. So today's Monday. Actually, today's not Monday, today's Friday, and yesterday's holiday. That's why I got a bit confused. By the way, that was the new day opening gap, and right now market is here. I'm coming back to 1 minute chart right now. In 1 minute chart over here, electronic trading hour. On my right hand side, this is the 15-minute chart. As you can see, this market struggle to break old new week opening gap, which is over here. This old new week opening gap, and as you can see here, it has violated this new week opening gap thousands of the time, then started to react. Yes, like here yesterday on Wednesday, Friday, and here, sorry, before the market open and after the market open, market perfectly respected the new week opening gap, new day opening gap. It has been respected here as well, but in between these two area, market has violated this gap. But still, this is valid until it's not 5 weeks. I'm gonna keep it over here. Right now, market came here, today's new day opening gap. This is the candle open of Thursday. Sorry, yeah, Thursday, I think Thursday 6 p.m. and the Wednesday 4:45 p.m. close, something like that. That is the gap. Right now, market has traded that. I'll be in 1 minute chart to find out a buying opportunity exactly right now. So let's see if it can provide me the buying opportunity to take the buy. Absolutely. I'll be here. Okay. So just we'll wait for taking a buying opportunity if it provide me that. Good evening, good morning. Opening range gap filled. Yes, sir. The opening range gap has been filled. I'm so sorry. It was not the new week opening gap. It was the new day opening gap. Here, that is the new day opening gap. On Friday, we have that the last day of the year. We have framed one trade actually. You guys remember? We have framed one trade and it was really awesome. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome seller, awesome seller, awesome. So this is the area. We have talked about a sell here, around here, and I showed you that even if I get the first time stopped out, I'm gonna catch that fall. I told that I'm just going to show you the buying opportunity today, just the buying opportunity. So we have framed the buy, that was the partial area. I just closed the trade because I wanted to close the stream, but my target was here. I think it was here somewhere. Buy side liquidity was here somewhere, and then this market actually finally came and take that buy side liquidity around 2 p.m. So if you take the buy here, maybe you can close your trade over there, which is really so beautiful. And then this market falls. So you can see last day my bias was wrong, right? I was bullish last day, last Wednesday. I was bullish, if you guys remember. And I told you, even if I'm bullish and my bias is wrong, it is bearish market, still I'm able to manage some profit in this market. You have to just wait for the perfect time. We have shown that to you on last Friday, sorry, last Wednesday. Now here market has fallen, taken the liquidity, all of the liquidity has been cleared, new to opening gap has been traded. You can see this market started to reverse, and I will see if I can find an opportunity. So here, this is the breakaway gap. Whatever gap market is going to build here, that's going to be my buying opportunity. Okay. So this market fall, trade the new week opening gap as well as today's new day opening gap. Everything has been traded over here. Market is rejecting over there. But again, I'm so sorry, because if I were here, I would of course frame the order block entry. As I was not here exactly, I'm just gonna look for the two fair value gap entry. So if this market make two gap over here, I'll start to look for a buying opportunity right now. At the same time, let me check the volatility is gonna be huge. If I would love to take a buy here and try to put my stop loss below this low, it's not possible for me. So if I try this 59, not possible. Let me check if I can cover the 50% of this gap. Okay, check the cover the 50, how much it's gonna be. Still, that is 43 handle. Tough decision to make. Midnight open can be the beautiful target. The breakaway gap, and that's gonna be the entry gap. So this is the entry gap, breakaway gap. I know I should take the entry from here, as the stop loss is too big. I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to go for the entry from the entry gap. Entry gap, consonant crossment. Buy is gonna be mitre here. So 37 handle, that is the lowest I can put, or I can take the lowest risk. 37 handle, I just can't move it a bit lower. And we'll try to take the entry from the consonant crossment. So if it fall for the consonant crossment, I'll be in this trade. If it trade to the top of this gap and start to go higher, I'll miss this trade. I have to sacrifice this because the stop loss is too big. Okay, so I just don't want to take that huge risk. Would love to minimize my loss. Okay, minimize my risk. Here, best area to cover at least the breakaway gap, but it's okay. And target is midnight open over there. And that order block is very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Just remember, what did I tell you? That when I saw this market fall here, I just told you, go to your 1 minute chart. I'm just going to explain all the things. It's time to look for a buy. See? Just look at this. This is beauty. You have to understand that when you should start to look for that buy. You have to be very confident about that. When it fall, trade this area. You have to look for the order block at the beginning, at the first. Nothing is in your mind. You will just think, is there any order block? Can I take any buy? Okay, I got the order block. That's my buy. Go for the buy. Simple. Uh, but we'll see if it can give me the entry from the consonant crossment. Okay. Again, if it tap to the top and then starts to reverse, keep going higher, I will just not be able to catch that run just because of the volatility. Okay, it's highly volatile. I just don't want to take the entry at the top of this gap and hold the trade for until this area. It's gonna be too much for me. So I can maximum compressed the stop loss to 37 handle. That is the maximum. So right now this market is reacting from a very specific gap, which is the last gap, to that specific leg, which is holding the market. Good news is it has closed above the 50% of this gap. That means this gap is now weaker. Okay, it's much more weaker because the constant encroachment or the CE of this gap has been broken. So it's weaker over here. So that is a good news to me. I really would love to see some kind of reaction from this gap to that is gonna send the market until this entry gap at least, and then it's gonna break this gap dramatically and it will start to keep going higher. So let's see if it can do that. So this is the sign market will leave for me that brother I'm going higher. So when you are seeing I'm falling, it means I'm coming back. That is the sign over here when the body has closed above the 50% of this gap. Now if it doesn't fall, that's a bad luck. Okay, to be honest, that's a bad luck because I have to find the entry at the beginning. But let's see. A bit more. Mhm. Okay, if I put my limit order to the top of this gap, still I didn't get the entry. That could be the entry. If I put my entry limit to the top of this gap, I can miss this trade again. If I miss it, I'll accept it, but I'm not. Okay, I got the entry. I got the entry to the constant encroachment, and we'll go for 1:1 partial. Is 37 handle 50 tick. I'll just make it here. I'll go for this partial area. If I get the partial, it's more than enough for me to be profitable. Okay, so this gap has been used to give the reaction. Market trade this gap, send the market to trade this entry gap. Now it should break this gap with speed so that I can use this lowest down close body close candle as my order block. If I see it is going to build any kind of bearish fair value gap or the bearish FVZ, red FVZ, I will start to think about moving my stop loss. So I don't want to see any kind of bearish FVZ here. Instead of that, I would love to see it will go through this gap with speed right now. Okay. Again, I could miss this trade if it would trade the high of or top of this gap and then started to go higher. I could miss this trade. I was not able to catch that run just because of the volatility. If it was not highly volatile, my entry would be to the top of this gap and my stop loss would be below this low. Okay, as it is highly volatility, I was not able to catch that run from the top of this gap. Instead of that, I tried to take that entry from the constant encroachment. Okay, I'll see if I can get a partial around 1:1 and then I will put my stop loss to the break even. Okay, so that's the partial. I'm gonna keep my stop loss to the break even, which is going to help that order block. So when this candle has closed above this order block around here, you can see that market has traded that order block over here around this area, around here. It has traded this. I'm gonna keep it here, okay, because until this candle it was important, until that black candle this gap was important. When that reaction has been done and the constant encroachment is broken, now this order block is important to me. Now if I put my stop loss to the break even, you can see that I can not only cover the opening the top of this order block, but also I'm able to cover the 50% or the min threshold of this order block. So for the best area to put the stop loss is below this order block. I'm just not going to take that risk. Instead of that, I'm gonna keep my stop loss to the break even and would love to see if it can reach until the midnight open over here. Okay, this is the midnight open. Now before the midnight open, this is the new week opening gap low 25,597. 25,597. Okay, just a second. 25,597. Okay, this is the best area. Listen to me, this is the best area to close this trade. The best area to close this trade. Why? Because this is gonna be broken. Nobody knows that. I don't know that. It can simply react with the low of this gap and then start to react. So I'm gonna move the target from there to until the low of this new week opening gap over here. Okay, that low is gonna be my target. Still, that is 73 handle. Don't think that it's small. Even if you go for 1:1, it is like 1:2, almost 2. Okay, not 1:2 exact 2, but at least 1:1 1.96. Good area to make it as a target. Okay. So let's see if it can give me the boom. That should be the boom. That should be the boom. I think it's gonna load a bit more before closing it. There you go. So last of the year is a winning day. First of the year is a boom. You guys remember that was the last year, sorry, last day of the trade. I just framed one trade. I told that I'm only interested to go for buy. That was the only trade we have taken the last of the year. You can see 31 December 2025. That was the last trade. And after that, this is today, where we have framed another trade depending on something not random. I have I have talked about these thousands of the time. Best area to take the entry was from the order block. Unfortunately, I was not here, so I didn't frame the trade over here. But trust me, this trade is gonna be happen like this way. Let me show you here. Just from that specific candle, I would be in this trade exactly over here. Stop loss is gonna be below this order block plus 2 tick, which is gonna be very difficult for me. So maybe I will go for the 50% min threshold and then move it here somewhere depending on the stop loss. Maybe I'll get stopped out for the first time by because just we'll try to cover the min threshold. Again, what would happen? I'm just telling this to you. Maybe I would put it over here, and when I have seen this candle has closed over here, I would go for the re-entry over there again. However, this is what it is. We have failed to take that entry from the order block. Instead of that, we have taken the trade from 2FVZ 1 2. Took the entry from the equilibrium because the stop loss was too big, taken a partial around 1:1, and closed our trade exactly where we should close it, which is the new week opening gap low. Now it will fall, it will go higher. Do I really care about that? Do you really care about that? This is not something very random. That was the day before Wednesday, that was the Tuesday price action. Okay, so I took a sell here, took a partial there, closed the trade over here. It should closed here. Unfortunately, it didn't close it, so I closed it manually, intentionally. That was the sell. That was the buy over here. Take a partial around here, close the trade over there. Before that, we had another day around here where we took a sell here, take a partial there, got stopped out to the break even, took another sell here, added more there, take partial, close the trade over there. Before that, this is the December price action. Remember, it's not a good day, good price action. Took the buy here, got stopped out there, immediately switched the bias, took the sell, take the partial, and got stopped out after trailing the stop loss. Then taken the buy here, partial, stopped out to the break even. Take buy here, partial, stopped out to the break even. So at the beginning, we start with a losing trade. Then we have framed another 3 trade. After the losing trade, we have framed 3 trade. That was a winning trade. If I go a bit earlier, I don't know. I think I don't have any other. So until that, I have actually. Then I don't have any other. So that was the not bad price action. Like we read it good way, but not good price action. Not bad. It's not good price action. By the way, was there anyone who in this trade? Thank you so much for writing boom, boom, boom. Was there anyone who took that buy? Apex has 90% discount. All the account size is gonna cost $19.60. If you guys really would love to feel the market, this is the greatest. This is really a great opportunity to feel the market. I'm not saying that to make the money. I'm asking you to feel the market. The pain to blow the account, to pain to take the losing trade, the excitement to get the winning trade. All of these feelings is very important, very important, very important. So in my opinion, this is really a good opportunity to go for Apex, to buy a 300K account just by $19.60 to feel the pain, feel the market. Now you will say that, brother, why are we are going to pay like $20 for feeling the market? Man, this is the most important part. If you can't feel the market, you will never be able to push the button exactly at the time. After seeing all of this fall, I believe that lot of you will not be able to push the button from this one down close body close candle from 1 minute chart. It's very difficult because this is a bearish market. Why you are going to do that? But I showed you, right? Lot other example like this entry as well. Like, look, when I am going to frame the trade exactly to the beginning of the run, even though this is a bearish market, all other area, okay, so you can see here, first we framed the sell, then we framed the buy. Also, this was like sideways market, so it was not like after a big run, it was not like that way. But if you see over here around this area, at the beginning took the sell, then go for the sale again. Then I was not here, but I told you, if you guys remember, just keep looking for the buying opportunity. While this is going to clear this low, which was the obvious liquidity, don't forget about that. That was not the obvious liquidity because this high has taken another shallow run. The shallow run has been cleared over here by another shallow run. So it was not my interest, but instead here, it was very much interest to me, which has been cleared over here, and then this market went high. So it's not something like I can just simply come here and push the button and I was lucky. Okay. Yeah, of course I was lucky because it was a winning trade. So I have to say that I was lucky, but it's not something like luck is gonna favor me every day. No, you have to feel the market. Trust me, brother. Boom. Thank you, Belmont. Thank you, Sophia, for writing the boom as well as the penguin. Thank you so much. Hey Tamimi, thank you brother for being here. Apex Sell, yeah, 90% discount. So guys, please make sure that you have used the code T2T. Yes, I was in the buy. Congratulations, Sophia. Did you get your boom? I got stopped out chasing a stop loss gained, but I left some on the table lol. Okay, I think I missed your comment, guys. I was just late. I didn't want to miss the trade because the first opportunity for today was here. If you ask me to go for the trade today, what I'm gonna do that, like, can I go with this pre-market analysis? Because everything will seems like hindsight right now. But if you guys let me speak, then I can show you where was our only trade today. Okay, this is like I'm late already, so I'm gonna take this one. But I'm not interested to trade over here. I'm more interested to trade around here. So if you guys let me to talk about this, and if you think that no, he is not talking about the hindsight, he would do that if you are here, then I can talk about this area. So please let me know if you are really interested. Otherwise, I'll just let this go and I'll wait here to see if there is another opportunity or something else. Thank you, Dora. So Sophia was in this trade. Congratulations, Sophia. You are and me only believe this is gonna work. See, we are lucky. Guys, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if you are new over here. And please don't smoke. Smoking injury is injurious to health. This gap doesn't have any value to me right now. It doesn't have any value. It has done its job. Like this gap, it has done its job. Same this gap, it has done its job. So these two gap has no value to me right now. I'm watching this breakaway gap as my last fair value gap right now. So this breakaway gap is my last fair value gap right now. I don't want to see anybody close below this last fair value gap. If it close below this last fair value gap, it means there's a much more possibility it will keep falling. Yes, please. Yes, okay, RS, I'll go for that. Thank you, brother, for for your interest, guys. Yeah, this is really so important because at the beginning of 9:30, how you are going to predict the market, what is going to happen, what should you think at the beginning? It's the most important part. Hello, I'm new to this channel. I have been watching you this week. Your trading is very interesting, but this live stream on YouTube has a delay, right? And what time are you online? Okay, there should be some kind of delay of for 3 second delay, I guess. That is the lowest delay I can I can use. Okay, I can't make it much more smaller. So the lowest delay is 3 seconds. So I think it's 3 second delayed. Welcome to our community. This is our channel, not my channel, all of our channel. So welcome to our community. Except Friday. Friday I'm a bit late. Okay, in Friday. But except Friday, almost every day, I came here in online around 8:45 to 9, around that area, Newark local time, AM. You are seeing this fall and you are thinking that, okay, this is a bearish market, and I'm seeing that there is another opportunity. So this market is going to provide me another opportunity. If you ever get lost to this price action, always look on your left what it has done. The last high, swing high from 1 minute chart, what it has done. You can see this is the last swing high. I want to see on my left, do I have any other swing high which has built some sort of liquidity, small sort of liquidity? If I see that, that's going to be my next target. And when it is falling, as it has been broken, market has cleared this small consolidation, which is the liquidity, has been cleared over here. Can it provide me another opportunity to take the buy for this buy side liquidity? That is in my mind. I'm not interested to go for this sell, because if I would love to go for this sell, look where the market is. Market came here. If you failed to frame the trade here, the sell trade here, you are already late. You should not chase this market. You can't chase this sell anymore. Okay. So this gap is now going to be my reclaimed gap. Old gap, I'm gonna use it as a reclaimed gap. Okay, so it should be reclaimed gap. That means when this market, if this market, after clearing this liquidity, if this market close above this area, it should work like this way. Now it can fall until constant, until this, it can fall until this, it can even fall below this gap. There is nothing wrong. You have, all you have to cover the low it is going to create over here. That low has to be protected by your stop loss. So this gap can be reclaimed. Now why it can break this gap? Because the lowest down close body close candle is an reference that is gonna hold the market. So that order block for the reclaimed gap is very, very, very important. So I'm waiting to see if it can provide me another buying opportunity to see. At the same time, if you are looking for sell, please go for that. I really appreciate it. Okay. So the 1028 candle also have been an order block. Yes, got my boom. Congratulations, sister. Yes, brother, always ready. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be there. Just a second. I should keep it here as I didn't overtrade yet. Now it was a 73 handle run. Okay. Those people who are looking for sell, please go for that. I have already told you why I should look for buy. I showed you the breaker block from 4-hour chart. I showed you the beautiful things from the daily chart. So here from the daily chart, that was that daily range, equilibrium area, and the fair value gap. All of this area is very important to me. So I'm more interested to see if it can start to go higher. Now this time, I'm not looking for this buy side liquidity as my target. My main importance is this last fair value gap. If this market really would love to go higher, it is gonna break this gap with speed. If it starts to react this, it has a more possibility to keep falling. This gap is important. One more thing. This high has cleared that high. That high has been cleared by that high. This low has been cleared this low. Go for that high and the low, mark the lower quadrant area. Now I'm gonna keep it here around this area. Gonna mark this gap, that gap. Okay, this is one of the strongest inversion fair value gap ever. If you have some sort of swing low below this low, now look on your left here, look this low is very near to that low. See this low, I'm just not marking any lines, but just look at this low is very near to that low. There is some low still left over here. So this gap, which is the inverse gap, is very important to me until this last fair value gap. If I find another buying opportunity from this inverse gap, I'll go for that. If it starts to react from there, keep falling, I'm not gonna touch this sell, or not going to take the sell. If it even keep falling, I'm just not interested to take any kind of sell. Just joining. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, team. Happy New Year, brother. Okay, that low has been cleared, so I don't need to worry about this inverse gap anymore. I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna remove the range leak, or the dealing range. I'm gonna remove it and gonna keep it over here. Reclaimed gap. Gonna keep it here. We'll see if it can close above this side to give me the buying opportunity. Chasing price is the bad habit. Is a very bad habit. Don't try to chase the market. Today is the first day of the year. It seems like that it's a very big fall, right? Something like very big fall. End of the year, starting of the year is very difficult, very tricky, very kind of, just don't chase it. Okay, it's my request. Please don't chase it. If you could take the sell here, you are really awesome, brother. Awesome for that. But if you didn't get the sell over here, don't try to take any of this. So I really would love to go for the pre-market analysis, which where I was not here, but if I were here, what I would do. I really would love to go because it's falling. Simply it's falling. I'm not going to touch it. So no sell is valid for me until this market is not going to close above this new day opening gap area. See this new day opening gap, new week opening gap. Until it's not going to go above this area, I'm not going to frame any kind of buy anymore. Sell, I will let this fall go. I'm not interested to touch this sell. Not interested to test this market. You are interested, go for that. Test the market. I don't have any problem. Just don't tell me, okay? Just don't tell me. I'd love to go for the pre-market analysis at the beginning of this session. So from 15-minute chart, all of you know this is the buy side liquidity, which is the extreme buy side liquidity around here, and I have some small buy side liquidity this high over here around this area. I don't know, can you see it or not? This and this, the relatively equal highs by the contract changed. It seems like this high has been cleared over here, but trust me, it's a very beautiful relatively equal highs. This high with that high around here has built another buy side liquidity. So this is a resistance. This is the extreme resistance. I'm not going to mark it as the market is falling. When it will start to go higher again, I'll look for that relatively equal highs as my target at the beginning. Right now, I'm just not going to mark them. So I know that there is some kind of buy side liquidity over here. Market fall around here, which is the 4-hour fair value gap. Let me show you that one more time. This is that 4-hour FVG around here. See this FVG from 4-hour chart. Breaker block. Now this is the most sensitive candle as a breaker block, but the real breaker block, 1, 2, 3, 4, this whole 4 bull candle is the consecutive breaker block. However, when I have seen this market came here around this area, inside this gap aligned with this breaker block, market opened here. There is a new day opening gap. I'm in 1 minute chart, sorry, 15-minute chart. Around the market open here 9:30. I really would love to see which gap market is giving the highest priority. What is the gap market is giving me the priority prior to 9:30? Now what is my bias? My bias is bullish for the buy side liquidity. I'm seeing prior to 9:30 market is bearish, right? This is the 9 candle which has closed exactly around 9, or to say I mean the 9 uh 9 what time? 9:14. This is the 9:15 candle. Around 9:15 market opened, trade this bullish gap, reacting from this bullish gap prior to 9:30. So it is very clear, very easy to mark. If I am bullish, this gap should hold the market. If this gap is broken, maybe this market is more interested to fall some short of sell side liquidity or to balance some imbalances. So until this market is above, again, brother, this is really like uh, hindsight, but please don't treat it as a hindsight. As long as this market is above this gap, I am bullish. If the market close below this gap, I will start to look for sell. If you are biased based and you are not interested to look for sell, then you will wait for that buying opportunity over here. If you are interested to go for buy and sell, then you are going to observe this gap to find your bias, bullish or bearish. Now I'm coming to 1 minute chart because around 9:30 I would love to see if I can find any kind of buying opportunity to this market. Here I have the buy side liquidity here, I have the buy side liquidity there, I have lot of buy side liquidity above the market, which is too far. I think this is the buy side liquidity. I have thousand of the buy side liquidity. So I don't need to worry about the buy side liquidity. I have a lot of buy side liquidity. Now I'll wait until the 9:30, which is here. So the next candle is gonna be the 9:30 candle. Okay. And I have seen that this market fall, taken all the liquidity, all the sell side liquidity has been cleared by this low. Everything has been cleared. Okay, and this is prior to 9:30. So would love to see what is going to happen by the next candle. So this is the next candle. Open, trade this fair value gap, keep going higher, come until there. When it came here, I would love to see if there is any fair value gap around this area to take the buy for what? For the buy side liquidity. At the same time, this high you can see over here came to this 1 minute, very specific last fair value gap, not random, not something in this million of the fair value gaps where I will look for my fair value gaps or nothing. It's not something very confusing. This is the last fair value gap. I have already talked about this thousands of the time in my life, through my life or everything. This is very easy to mark. This is that last gap. This market perfectly trade the last gap. What is my bias? Bullish. I've seen the liquidity has been cleared. Market has traded this gap, also made this bullish fair value gap. I have already missed the buy for all of this buy side liquidity. And then finally, I have found this FVZ over here around this area after 9:30 to open. Immediately, I'm gonna take, by the way, I know what happened already. As a hindsight, I know that what happened. If I were here, what I would do? Immediately, I would frame a buy here. Stop loss is gonna be at least below this low, which you can see 28 handle. Not interested to put until that area, so I'll keep it here somewhere. Okay, or maybe like here 20 handle, 20 something like that, 20 handle. We'll go for the buy side liquid wherever the buy side liquid is, but before taking that, we'll just take 1:1 partial. So I think like here, if it give me immediate reaction within 3 candle, if I get the entry opportunity, I'll take that trade. Okay, so as you can see here, that candle open stopped me out. So I have already taken a loss of 20 handle. It's my loss. Again, I knew what is going to happen. I knew that beforehand. Still, I'm showing you what I would do. This is gonna be my first loss over here. After that, remember, until this market is above this gap, I'm not interested to look for any kind of sell. So as long as it is above this gap, no sell is valid. Waiting to see if it can provide me another opportunity to take the buy. Now, over here when it fall, cleared that low, I will immediately look for this gap over here. Which gap? I'm just showing to you right now. This was the gap. Here, this gap failed. So I'm gonna keep it over there and I'm gonna see how it is going to react with this gap. If it close up this gap, I would love to take rebuy opportunity. Okay, so we'll see reacted from there and then closed above this gap. It closed above this gap, re-entry opportunity. Now stop loss should be here, which is gonna be too big, so not gonna go for that. Maybe I'll cover like this area, 25 handle. We'll see if it can provide me 25 handle or something like that around this area. And sorry, like here, we'll see if it can give me the entry. That is the entry over here by that specific candle. That's gonna be the entry. Stop loss 2 stopped out over here. My day is done. Exactly over here my trade is done. Now you can say that, brother, why you are going to talk about these entries over here? This is how I would read the market, and I would be absolutely wrong over here. I would get stopped out over here 2 times, 20 handle, 25 handle, I'm done. And you would see that, okay, this guy has just framed to losing trade. Now why I will go for that? Because until this is respecting, this gap is respecting, as long as this gap is respecting, I believe that it will keep going higher. I'm still not interested to look for sell. I still believe that I'm able to take some sort of buy over here and if it close above this gap around here, that's gonna be my third sell. Remember, I'm just saying if I take two losses, I have just one account, I'm gonna stop over there. But if I still have the opportunity, I'll go for the third entry over here, or maybe I have more I mean more, what to say, I mean the accounts or something like that. I'll go for this trade again while it will close above this area. I'm gonna use this gap one more time, but this time I'm not gonna wait for the retest. Wherever it is going to close, I'm gonna take the entry, or the next candle I'm gonna take the entry exactly over here. I would go for third trade, and we'll see the partial, and maybe I'll hold my trade for some, like over here, whatever it is, it has reached until 83 handle, or maybe it has gone much more higher. Wherever it is, how far it went actually, like 112 handle. So here 20 handle loss, 25 handle loss, and then I'll go for this trade 32 handle, because I have to cover this gap, small gap. I'll take a partial around 32 handle, which is gonna cover the 20 handle loss, almost it is gonna be covered. And then I will hold the trade until some sort of buy side liquidity, or if I see on my left hand side something, like maybe until this buy side liquidity. Okay, so let's target this buy side liquidity over here, that buy side liquidity. Okay, very near actually. So until this buy side liquidity, until here, I'll close my trade over here. So maybe I'll be like loss and profit kind of break even, something like that. That could be my trade if I were here in front of my chart at the beginning. Again, I knew what happened, I have seen what happened, everything is hindsight. But if I were here, this would be my trade. First trade didn't work, I'm not risking huge 20 handle. Next trade I'm gonna take, I have to take a bit more risk over here because of the volatility. And third trade, same object, same everything, gonna take this trade again. This time stop loss much more bigger, but still I am confident to take the buy. No sell is valid to me. No interest I have. I don't have any interest to look for any kind of sell. And then this, you can see this market has come here, and maybe it has fallen, closed here somewhere from 15-minute chart. Then maybe market keep falling, and I will let all the fall go. I'm just not interested to go for all the fall. None of them are important to me. That could be the beginning of the trade. And let me see, what do I have here? Another buying opportunity actually. If you ever find this thing, gonna mark this sell side liquidity over here. Okay, look, the sell side liquidity, right? Relatively equal loss. Look, extend it to your right. I'm gonna show you something very specific right now. The 15-minute last fair value gap, I'll say the last FVG. Okay, I mean 1-minute chart, lowest down close body close candles. These candles are the order block. When the body is going to close above this high, this is going to be valid as an order block. Now unfortunately it didn't close, it's respecting over here, so I don't need to worry about that. We'll see if it can provide me any kind of buying opportunity. If the 50-minute candle close below this last fair value gap from 15-minute chart, you will see that how I'm going to frame the sell from this specific area. Even though I was looking for buy, I will start to look for sell for this sell side liquidity if the 50-minute candle close below this 15-minute chart. Okay, brother, is that BRP 1 minute chart? What is BRP? Then possible to take the previous draw previous deal? Oh, okay, previous deal low. Hmm. Khalid taken. Okay, brother. One successful trade for me. I'm done. Staying disciplined. We have also done one successful trade. We are also being disciplined. The rest of all, we are going to just talk about that. That is our trade for 73 handle. So even if I take 20 handle loss, 25 handle loss, then I will frame at least 52 handle, and then at least 73 handle. So this 52 handle, 73 handle is gonna do the job for me. We are disciplined trader. If I mark a line over here, tell me that what do you see? Is there something you think that's very important to you? If I mark a line around this, what do you say? What do you say about that? Look at this low. The body is going to close below this low. This is the selling opportunity for this sell side liquidity. If the body close below this low, see this low? Body has closed it below this low, go for the trade. Don't wait for anything else. Closed below this low, go for the trade. Okay, you missed it? No problem. Look, mark the FVZ over here. FVZ. I don't know it is going to give it or not, but mark that FVZ. Mark an entry from that FVZ. Stop loss is going to cover the 50% of this 50-minute gap. Target is this sell side liquidity from this FVZ. Just look, wait for that candle to close. Stop loss is 28 handle, so 28 handle is going to be your partial around this area. Target is gonna be this sell side liquidity plus 5 handle. Okay, so no FBZ, no trade. Remember that one. Like here, that is gonna be that entry from this FVZ, small FVZ. Let me remark it here. This is very small FVZ. If I can frame the trade from here, I'm not gonna put my stop loss over here. I'm gonna cover at least this 15-minute bearish bullish last fair value gap. Just going to cover it. And the stop loss, sorry, the partial is gonna be 1:1, which is gonna be 26 handle. That's gonna be the partial. Target is this sell side liquidity. I'm gonna predict that 15-minute candle is going to close below this 15-minute fair value gap. So it didn't close yet. I'm gonna predict it's going to close. So if it doesn't close and I'm wrong, it has provided me the buying opportunity. I immediately switch my bias to go for the buy. So for example, it has stopped me out over here. Just stopped me out. It will fall here. I got stopped out. It will just fall a bit. I'll take the buy again from anything over here, either from this gap, or if it build any kind of bullish fair value gap, I will immediately switch my bias and will go for the buy with so much confidence that that market is going to go for this buy side liquidity over here, at least this buy side liquidity. So here, when I got a loss exactly over here, like over there, okay, if it fall, tap to this gap, I'm already in the trade. Or if it build a gap here, for example, a gap here, without clearing this buy side liquidity, I will immediately take the entry from this gap and I'm gonna hold the trade for this last fair value gap over here around this area. If it doesn't give me the entry around this area, for example, that's just for the sake of this conversation, it didn't give me the entry over here. Instead of that, it has cleared that liquidity, what haven't already over here. I'm just going to remove them after taking this loss. I'm gonna remove that. Going to mark the lowest down close body close candle, which is gonna be my order block. This candle, see, opened, sorry, it has closed above this candle. And if it give me, if it doesn't, I just let this go. If it give me the entry within 5 candle from this order block, which I didn't get actually, you can see the top of this candle is here. Market didn't tap over here. If it could tap over here, I'll immediately take the buy from that order block, the lowest opportunity. Okay, stop loss is gonna be cover that breakaway gap, as well as this is the second fair value gap. First fair value gap, second fair value gap. So if it could take me over here, after taking this loss, I will go for that buy. Gonna target this last fair value gap over here, that last fair value gap. Sometimes market doesn't actually give the opportunity or the entry. That's the bad part. Okay, but if it provide me the entry opportunity just after taking this loss, which is 26 handle, look at this. Already it has provided you how many handle? 30 handle. Even if, sorry, if it could take me, I could get already. Okay, let's see if it can provide. I'll go and take this trade actually. Okay, I'm not gonna take that huge risk. I'm gonna keep it here. It's actually huge for me, so I'm going to cover just the 15-minute gap, and we'll actually go for the partial error with the stop loss. So 31 8 handle, 38 handle. We'll try to take the partial over here. If it provide me that partial, we'll go for that partial, and then we'll see if it can reach to my last FVG. Okay, so I'm gonna call. So here I have this order block. You can see this is the order block, as well as this gap over here, the entry gap. This is the breakaway gap. I just don't want to take that huge risk below this breakaway gap low over here. Instead of that, just going to cover the 50% of that breakaway gap. The 50% of this breakaway gap, the 15-minute last fair value gap, concurrent crossment, high and the low. All of these are good support to me. We'll see if it can work. As well as you can see this week over here from 15-minute chart. I would love to see it will work with the upper quadrant of this 15-minute week. Maximum can trade until the equilibrium of that week. So here to here, this is the equilibrium. I have to cover that equilibrium, unfortunately. Just cover the equilibrium. We'll see if it can hit the target. This is that specific gap over here, which was important to me. Take the sell. Right now, it doesn't have any value to me. This that gap over here. And this area, that gap. Right now, it doesn't have any value to me. If I would love to take resell, I'm gonna give the priority to this gap. I'll get stopped out here. Like if I get stopped out over here, it's really so difficult for me to go for the sell again, because at the beginning it didn't work as a sell. Now, is it going to work as a sell? I have no idea, because the 50-minute candle has perfectly respected the 50-minute last fair value gap, rejected from there. So any kind of sell right now is highly risky for me. The area here was a great opportunity for me to take the sell, but right now the taking sell is highly difficult for me. But according to the rules, if it is broken, I should look for the sell from this gap. I'm not going to take that sell. I mean, if it doesn't go higher, I'll get stopped out and I'll stop over here. It should go higher. If it doesn't go higher, then I'll just stop over here. Not going to catch that sell for this sell side liquidity, because if it wanted to fall, it could fall by that specific candle. As it didn't fall, I believe that the quadrant level of this week is going to hold the market, send it higher, at least until this last fair value gap. We'll see. This is the most dangerous FVG ever. This is the most dangerous FVG. So any kind of reaction from this FVG is a low probability. Hold this trade. Hmm. It's holding so far. I think it's my bad luck actually. Let's see if it can provide me the opportunity, or I got a work. I should go for the sell. If it close below this gap, I'm just not going to take it, because I still feel like this is a bullish market. Right now, it's trading the 50% of this, what to say, the order block 50% weak area. So if it really go higher, I'll love to take that buy. Not interested to take that sell. If the last fair value cap was broken, I could go for the sell, but as it is not broken, I'm just not interested to look for the sell yet. We'll go for the buy again. We'll see if it can close above this area. I'll look for the buy again. I will only think about the sell when the candle is going to close below this 50-minute last gap. Then maybe I'll start to think about sell. But until then, I'll keep looking for the buying opportunity. Unfortunately, the stop loss is very tight because of the volatility. You can see the volatility is huge. So really, 44 handle is huge. Still, it's huge. But that was the last line. I could put my stop loss. This is what it is. Sometimes shit happens. Again, if you want to take the sell, you can go for that. I'm just not interested to take the sell because the way it is reacting, I don't feel good to take the sell. It will close above this gap, I'll take re-entry. Wherever it is going to close, I'm gonna take re-entry. Unfortunately, as I told you, my stop loss is tight. It's not the price action, it's my stop loss. It was tight because of the volatility, and I have nothing to do in this step area. Okay, so wherever the candle is going to close, I'm gonna take the re-entry. If it closed too far from this gap, not going to take that entry. We'll wait for this candle to fall a bit to take the entry. If it doesn't, then I'll go for the trade wherever it is going to take the, wherever it is going to close. If it closed too far from this gap, not going to take it. Just remember that things. And this time the stop loss is not gonna be that big. It's gonna cover just this gap. That gap is more than enough. I wish it will fall a bit to take the entry, like a bit, okay, something like that. It's good. It's a good area for me to take the entry. If it fall a bit, I'll be in this trade. That should be the entry. That should be the entry. Unfortunately, it didn't load. I don't know why, but it should be the entry over here. Oh, yeah, it should be the entry. I think it will load actually. It will take a bit time to load. Like 1:1 partial, not going to take the partial. Just let this go. So that should be the partial, but not going to take it. I'm just going to hold it for a longer period of time. So I got stripped out here. This was just a bad luck. You can see it just took me by a tick. It happens sometimes just because of the volatility. If it was not highly volatile, man, I could cover that low. Oh, that is the best case of scenario. I will be very happy. At least the lower quadrant of that week. The see this week, at least the lower quadrant of that week. If I could do that, oh man, that's my heaven. That's my area to play this game. Unfortunately, I can't do that here. It's highly volatile, and sometimes this volatility kills kill me. Okay, it kill me. Unfortunately, sometimes this shit happened. So I need speed right now. At the middle of the hour, I need speed. More importantly, you see this is a bearish gap from 15-minute chart. I want to see it will trade at least until the 50% of this bearish gap. At least until the 50% of this bearish gap. We'll wait to see if it can go over here. Okay. By the way, it has traded this gap one more time here. That was unexpected, to be honest. If I knew that, I could take my entry from here as well, but most of the time it actually doesn't work. Like, it doesn't fall. Instead of that, it just keep going higher. It's in too hurry. I'm in too rush. I don't have the time to retest this gap most of the time. That's why I can't just wait for this candle to fall to trade this gap before going higher. I have to just take my entry wherever it is going to close. But if it close too far, then I just wait for this market to fall a bit to take the entry. Just a bit to take the entry. I'm not afraid to think that it's going to fall and stop me out. No, not nothing like that. Do you know why I put my stop loss over here? Because this is the no weak candle. So if I put my stop loss over here, it doesn't have any logic. It doesn't mean, like, it's really like illogical to me, because if this market really would love to fall for this low, weak is gonna did the damage. So either way, I have to put my stop loss over here, which is nearly impossible for me, or I have to put my stop loss just covering the 50%. Don't need to worry about that new week, no weak candle. So I'm gonna make sure that my stop loss is gonna be smaller, and I've covered something very specific or very important right? Remember this gap. If it stop the market, there's a possibility market will go for the sell side liquidity. As I told, I'm not able to catch that sell because the 50 minute actually is holding the market, so I really was not interested for that sell. However, if it really would love to fall, it can cover the 50% of this inverse gap or whatever you say, and then it should start to go ahead. If it really interested to take that low because it doesn't have any weak, no manipulation, then there is no logic to put the stop loss over here because weak is gonna did the damage. So I'm gonna cover this area. Either I have to cover the 50% of this gap or I have to cover this low. Now I can't cover this low, right? So I don't want to take this small risk over here from here to here, maybe 6 handle more risk. I don't want to take that 6 handle risk. Brother, in that type of scenario, you are going to get stopped out like here you got. Sometimes shit happens. I have to accept that. That should be the partial, but I'm gonna take the partial, the bottom of this new week, new day opening gap. There I will try to take the partial, and I will hold the trade until the 50% of this 1 minute last fair value gap. Okay. This candle now should work as a beautiful order block, or in other word, the propulsion block. This candle should work as a beautiful order block, or in other word, is a propulsion block. Now I'm not gonna add it as a propulsion block. That is gonna build a lot of controversy. So I'm just gonna mark it as an order block depending on this small inversion fair value gap. So I would love to see this order block is now going to hold the market, send it higher, or at least until this area, which is the low of this new day opening gap. And then if it can go a bit higher, I'll be happy to get that boom. Again, if any of you are in this trade, you have to take the partial around 1:1. So whatever I'm doing, just don't copy my trade. Now here my stop loss is gonna be below this order block. See this candle? Just below this order block, plus 1 or 2 handle. Not like huge below this low, not huge below this low, just 1 or 2 handle below that low. Okay, so stop loss is gonna be moved from there to until 15 handle. If it doesn't work and take me, like stop me out, I'll get stopped out over here. If you are in this trade, you have to take the partial around 1:1. I'm just gonna try to hold the trade until this area. Please don't look at this because it take me over here for just a bit or something like that. It's sometimes like, don't look at them. By the way, I'll put it a bit lower, actually not going to move it right now. Put it a bit lower because this 50-minute candle is not showing me something very specific. So does it want to fall one more time? I really don't have any idea. So as it is trading this weak quadrant levels, I will give a bit more room for the market to trade, a bit more room. Okay, like here, if it really want to fall for the top of this 50-minute last gap, it's gonna be very difficult for me. It's highly volatility, so I'll let the market to trade the 50% of this gap plus 1 or 2 handle. Okay, so plus 1 or 2 handle, just a bit more space to breathe. This is still order block until the body doesn't close below this low. It's still a valid order block to me. I don't like the way it has closed below the min threshold and it's working below the min threshold of this order block. I'm just not liking it. I want to see it will close above the min threshold and it will start to react from the min threshold. Keep going higher. Siddhi. Above this 50%, it's gonna close and it is going to react from this gap as a support from this line. I don't want to see this working below this mean threshold of this order flow. If any of you are in this trade, go for the 1:1 partial and then put your stop loss to the break even. If you get stopped out, just be happy with that. I'm just trying to catch the full run. That's why I'm not taking the partial around 1:1. 'If I'm in a consolidation, I'm gonna cry. I don't like it. I don't like it. Seven 32 already. Okay, it's already 11:33. Actually, I have to go outside. I forgot about that, so I closed the trade. I have to go outside. I'm so sorry, guys. I really forgot. I just got my message. I mean, I got the message actually. I have to go. Okay, so I am just not interested to hold it. But yeah, if you are here in this trade, just try to take partial around 1:1 and hold the trade until the 50% of this gap. I believe that you will get your boom. Okay, just I don't have the time. I have to go. If you have any questions, just let me know in a short. With if it's not the long explanation, I'll try to give you the reply. Otherwise, I'll close the trade. Okay, just a second, guys. আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি তো বাসায়। ওকে, আচ্ছা। If I get a loss over here and re-enter over here, that is a 44 handle loss, right? Easier loss has been mitigated. Forget about everything, okay? Just think that you took a loss over here, 44 handle. Easier loss has been mitigated. Now, as I told you, go for a 1:1 partial, wherever it is. Hold the trade until here, which is the 50%, which is gonna be 80 handle. You are going to get a huge profit if you get it. After taking the partial, put your stop loss to the break even, wherever the break even is. Just put your stop loss to the break even. If you get stopped out to the break even, be happy with that. If you don't get stopped out to the break even, market keep going higher, give you the boom, you should be happy. Okay, but this is what it is, guys. Sometimes shit happens, like over here you will get stopped out, and it doesn't mean that your trading is done. Okay, it's not something like that. If you are really confident, like if I saw the 50-minute candle has closed below this 50-minute last fair cap, trust me, I would never ever think about a buy. Never ever. As you have seen, I got stopped out here. I will never ever get stopped out over here. Never ever. Do you know why? The first reason is I know that even if I take the entry from this gap, I have to cover at least this gap, this candle low. How many times did I talk about that? Guys, give me a true opinion before I'm gonna close this trade. Sorry, close this stream. If I would love to take the entry from this gap, where I have to put my stop loss below that candle low that has built the breakaway gap, plus one or two handle, plus one or two handle, just one or two handle, like here. Just think like that way. It is 50 handle. I don't have that courage to go for 50 handle, but still I took maximum risk of 44 handle. Unfortunately, it took me. Okay, so it was 44 handle. I remember like 40. Unfortunately, it took me actually. Here it was here. This is unfortunate. Exactly over there, it took me. If it wouldn't take me, you would see another boom over here. So I knew that I'm forcing myself. Remember this buy around here? We have taken the buy from here, and our stop loss where should be? Below that low. I'm not interested to, I am not able to put it over there. Where? Next is at least below that candle plus some tick. I'm also not able to do that. So what I have done, I tried to take my entry from the 50%. I have just covered the breakaway gap constant crossment. If I get stopped out over here, that's my bad luck. It's not the price action that stopped me out. It's me who forced me to get stopped out because it was a high, I mean higher stop loss, kind of like 33 handle or something like that. To convert it from 66 to 33, I forced the market to stop me out. Same thing happened over here. I forced the market to stop me out because I know that I have to put my stop loss at least below this low plus two handle or one handle, something like that. If I could go for that, there would be no loss. I have already taken a partial around 1 to 1, for example, like 48 handle. So maybe I have taken a partial around 48 handle around here, put my stop loss to the break even, and now holding my trade for this area. Now I really don't do that. Instead of that, I try to put my stop loss much more lower and then love to take a re-entry. So even if I get stopped out here, I know that I'm gonna get most of the time I'm gonna get some kind of profit. However, guys, I really have to go. I have to go. So please make sure that you have pushed the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new, and see you tomorrow is a holiday, so see you on Monday. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for pushing the like button. Okay, what time frame should we look for trading Nasdaq? I trade through 1 minute chart, brother. No problem, Khalid. I think you guys got something from this stream as well. It's not like I don't need to go for these trades. I don't need to go for these trades. It's more than enough for me to be profitable. More than enough. I don't need to go for these trades. But still, if I go for these trades, I will be maybe at the break even. Not like taking a huge loss, but it's still I'll get maybe at the break even. However, this is what it is. Sometimes it happens. But thank you so much. See you on Monday. Until then, cheers, guys.